A man who is careless with money in his youth will almost certainly pay the price in his later years. One of the most important aspects to a man becoming the man that he wants to be is his relationship with money. It will make you or break you. And a lot of guys have terrible, terrible spending habits. They have motivations, they have goals, they have aspirations, they have things that they want to achieve. But ultimately, every single month, when that paycheck comes in and then all the bills come out, they're wondering where all the money's gone. And this happens again and again and again and again. And for some guys, this goes on for a lifetime. And today I wanted to discuss a couple of big mistakes that I see a lot of guys making, and some simple, quick fixes that can be put into place today to start helping some men feel like they are getting ahead. Now, before I get into this, I want to say, look, I'm not in a position where I've achieved all my financial goals, but over the past few years, even after university, I would say I've managed to save more than most people my age, and I've started to learn a little bit about investing, a little bit about where to put your money and how to make your money work for you. And today I just wanted to pass on a couple of things that I am actively doing that I think would benefit you if right now you're not sure what's going on with your financial situation, you're not sure what your money is doing and where it is going. So first and foremost, one of the big mistakes that I see is a lot of guys, particularly in the UK and in the States as well, rinsing credit cards. They will literally pay for anything and everything with a credit card. And don't get me wrong, in the moment you don't feel it. In the moment, you tap away and everything's fine. But you miss one payment, your credit score shoots right down, and then you've got to pay that interest. And it's very, very easy for a lot of guys to find themselves in debt with the interest building and building and building. And one of your greatest wealth building assets is your income. However, if every single time you're getting paid, you are then spending that money on paying off your debts, you're not getting anywhere. And some guys find themselves in this trap. Now look, I own a credit card. I don't really like the credit system. I think it is a bit of a scam really, but in order to get on the housing ladder, in order to do things, it's structured in a way whereby if you don't have one, it works against you. But in my circumstance, what I do is I will use the credit card only for work expenses, only for fuel. And I know that when I get those expenses back every single month, I'm going to pay it off. And preferably, if I can, what I'll do is I'll just pay it off straight away. And therefore I don't have to worry about it. And the reason I do that is because you're going to build your credit score in the background. But when you start, paying for dates with your credit card, going out to the bowling alley, going to the cinema, putting it on your credit card, you start to get in a state of mind where you think this is okay. Spend money that isn't yours all the time. And this is where it starts to rack up and rack up and rack up. And then you get in this mess. Ideally, you don't really want to be using it for anything other than expenses, work expenses. And ideally, if you are going to be using it, you pay it off as soon as possible. You only use it as a tool to build your credit. Anything else, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And these companies, these organizations are smart. Don't think that you can beat them at their game. The amount they spend on marketing every year, they spend billions on marketing. They know exactly what they're doing. They know about, all the different ways that they can trick people into using their cards, airline miles and different points and all of these sorts of things. Don't fall into the trap. This is where a lot of young guys get themselves into a losing battle. They turn 18, they get the credit card, they max it out, and then there comes the debt, there come the problems. Be careful. Second thing, a lot of guys will, as soon as possible, get a financed car. You know, they're living with their parents, they think they don't have many expenses, let's get a nice car. And I'd say, look, if that's something you want to do, you're your own person, go and do it. However, there's a different trail of thought. When you're living with your parents, you have an opportunity to stack cash. Maybe you're paying a little bit of rent, a few £100 a month, but on top of that, you then decide to go and get a £600 or a $600 or $1,000 or £1,000 car payment. Now we're talking about, you know, £1,400, £1,500 a month going out of your account. That could be put in a high yield savings account every single month, stacking, just generating interest for you. Or you could go and get yourself a stocks and shares ISA and put the money in there and allow it to grow and grow and grow whilst your expenses are low. And you'll be that young guy, the one guy in all of your friendship group who's actually got £10,000-15,000 tucked away, growing interest, because he took the time to be different. Get yourself a car that works. Get yourself a car that does the job. It's got no problems. It can get you from A to B. But don't fall into the trap of going and getting yourself a really expensive car on finance with high interest and just finding yourself having hundreds and hundreds of pounds taken out of your bank every single month. Get yourself a £2,000 car or a £3,000 car and pay it off in one go if you can. You can go a little bit cheaper than that, but make sure you're getting something that works. And then stack cash. This is how you get ahead. But when your payments every single month are coming out of your account and you are just finding that you get paid, the payments come out, and you got nothing left, you don't feel like you're getting ahead. You feel like you're behind. You feel like you're running against the clock. But there's a different way to do it. Don't go for the finance car. Don't be maxing out or using credit cards. Live beneath your means. Tuck money away. Tuck money away in things that allow the money to grow. This is not financial advice, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm talking about what I do, okay? But look, if you do the same as everybody else, you're going to get the same as everybody else. People want to have the nice car because they want to be seen to be doing better than they are. But yet you speak to most rich people and you ask them, oh, what did you drive when you were building? They'll say, I drove a piece of crap. But it worked, it ran, and it was cheap. So I could just stack cash, I could just save, I could just invest my money. I could put it in accounts whereby it would just grow and grow and grow, and I'd get dividends and I'd gain interest and I'd feel like I was getting ahead. I think a point that I'm going to make, guys, is, well, you can go over to Dave Ramsey's channel and watch his content. He'll explain it far better than me. I actually do a lot of what he says. So although he's American, I think a lot of the core sort of principles and the core ways of doing things apply to us as well. There's slightly different ways of looking at things like student loans. Like student loan in the UK, it wouldn't necessarily be smart to pay that off really quickly. It's a little bit different in the US. But generally, most of the things apply. So I recommend checking that out. And look, before you start getting into investing and these sorts of things, get yourself a emergency fund. Get yourself £3,000, £4,000 in an account, an instant access account, hopefully one that's got some nice interest on it as well, that you can just have as a cushion for a bad day, for a rainy day. Honestly, you feel so much better as a man when you are walking around knowing that if something goes wrong, you're going to be okay. If the car breaks down, you can fix it. You can go and get another one. If all of a sudden you lose your job, you're going to be okay for a few months. If all of a sudden you have to go and rent a new place, you're going to be fine. But on the flip side, when you don't have that stability and you don't have that emergency fund, it gets tight. It gets tight, and that stress is painful. it's losing your hair painful. So get that emergency fund. Then once you've got that emergency fund, start stacking. Start being different. Avoid the credit card. Cut down on spending on crap. Avoid getting the nice car for now. Although it's tempting, although maybe you want to impress people, although maybe you just love cars, be smart. Be smart. Think about it. In your youth, especially if you have the opportunity to live with parents and stack cash, it's a great opportunity to start really building something. To start really having that emergency fund solid, and then starting to learn to invest and stack cash. Get yourself a deposit for a house. Stack for a year. You have a nice healthy deposit. If you don't plan on moving out for a few years, or you're in a situation where you're renting and you split with your partner, for example, if you both combine that and work together, wow, within 5 years, depending on your income, it is possible that you could go and buy a house outright. If you were just hyper aggressively saving, let's say you're putting in $1,000 a month, she's putting in $1,000 a month. You're putting it into a mutual fund that maybe outperforms the S&P and probably does over 10%. Over the period of a few years, you're talking nice numbers. And, most people don't go this way. Most people say, no, I want to enjoy my money in my youth. I just want to worry about all that later. And I'd say, look, if you do the work now, later on, you're going to be grateful. But on the flip side, if you don't, and you enjoy a little bit too much, and you just forget about it and say mañana, 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 later on down the line, you're going to be looking back thinking, oh my God, what was I doing? So don't allow yourself to make that mistake. And look, if you're in the hole right now and financially you're struggling, you've got to go back to the drawing board and first and foremost, assess the situation. Check out things like subscriptions. We all have subscriptions for something, but every now and again, if we're honest with ourselves, we have to check those out and really ask ourselves, okay, do I need all of those platforms? Do I need all of that? You can save a lot just by doing that. Again, be careful with credit. Really use it smartly. Don't be just dumping everything on the credit card. No, use it as a tool to get a higher score. Unfortunately, the system is the system. And, don't be getting big payments on things. Cars, or even expensive gadgets, and doing Klarna Pay and all of this stuff, because, your income is an incredible tool, but it's only useful when you don't have sky-high expenses and you don't give in to those wants. When you start putting away $1,000 a month and you start seeing that money grow and grow and grow and grow, you can start to see a future. Okay, you're ambitious. You want a nice life. You want nice things. You want a good future. And maybe you know how to make money. But, the best way you can make even more money once you've got money is by managing it right. And allowing your money to work for you, not the other way around. So look, I hope this has been valuable in some way. I'm not a guy who's achieved all of his financial goals, but I'm on my way and I'm really happy with where I'm at. But there was definitely a time where I couldn't say that. And if you're in that place right now, I hope this has provided some value. Anyway, if it has, hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and consider subscribing to my channel if you are new around here. As always, guys, thank you for your time and your attention, and I'll see you in the next one.